For the cruise, where we get to see the different wildlife on the island and my museum, because I think they're both going to be really interesting.
I don't know, I've never been to Boston, so I'm going. I have no idea. Probably historical sites.
I'm excited for the FBI. I'm excited for the FBI in the Orchard House.
Say that again?
The FBI in the Orchard House.
What are you most excited to see in Boston?
The Isabella Gardner Museum or something. Yeah, I don't know exactly.
I'm excited to just see the city. Never being there, so it should be interesting.
Besides for the subway, I'm excited for the FBI place. But mainly the subway.
I'm excited to get a Fenway. I really like the Red Sox, so that should be interesting. And I agree with Seth, but I'll be excited to see the cruise, maybe see a whale. That'd be cool.
Excited about?
I'm excited for the plane ride. And
this time my first class cabin, that's rows 1, 2, 3,
excited to see the FBI. I think that'll be an interesting place, and the Isabella Stewart Museum, because I really enjoy art, and I think the cruise will be an interesting experience also.
So I studied the Boston Tea Party for 6 months, and so when I got here, it was actually pretty cool. We got to see a reenactment of what she was talking about, like why it led up to what happened. And then when we got on to the Eleanor, we got to throw the tea over, and I thought that was really fun. They let me throw it over because I did the research, so that was fun. And then I honestly surprised myself because when they were talking about the Boston Tea Party, I knew most of the things that they were saying, and they said how much like the money cost, and I already knew that. I was like, oh, $1.5 million and 92,000 pounds, and it was honestly really cool. I wasn't really that excited for it, but then I got here and it was a lot of fun, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
The topic was the financial district of Boston, or the stock market. I originally had the stock market in Boston. However, the building we were set to tour actually got shut down by NASDAQ because they were bought out. So we were unable to tour them. However, we were able to hit a couple spots that had to do with my presentation. One of these spots is Post Office Square, which I'm currently in. The building behind me is the actual building that this square was named after. It was named after this because of an original post office. I was built back in the 1800s, and people just started calling this Post Office Square. The part that you see here was actually built later on, but we got to tour this, what was it, Thursday? Yeah, I think Thursday. We got to tour this Thursday, and I thought it was just beautiful. It's a beautiful park. It's a beautiful place to just walk around and just enjoy. The heat has been tough, battling with that. That's been a fun little uphill battle. But in the end, it's all been worth it. Yeah.
I just visited the FBI in Boston, and it was really amazing to be able to talk to like the agents and who were actually firsthand on like cases like the Boston Marathon. And I think it was really valuable to be able to like hear firsthand how they processed the situation, and we kind of learned some things that you wouldn't really necessarily learn from like online or research that I could have done. So it was really cool.
So this is the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, and I was researching the art heist that happened here. And it was really interesting to get in and see the empty frames and all the works that were still there and why the robbers wouldn't have stolen them, and it was really cool.
be honest, it was an amazing experience. I've been here once before, and I didn't really get to get that big of a view into it, and seeing everything around, the behind the scenes, it was truly just a beautiful ballpark, a part of history, and I learned so much. And it was just a great experience. I really loved it.
I did my topic on stem cell regeneration therapy, and over the course of my study for the months, I learned that not only could the stem cells heal regenerative diseased tissues and organs, but it can also be used for drug testings, which can save human errors within trials. And I've also learned through my research about the great potentials it has to cure untreatable diseases and to heal paralysis and blindness and multiple other cases that are a setback for humans. And while we were not able to visit my place, we were able to visit MIT and Harvard, which both do have stem cell generation labs. And the MIT one has one that studies the GI tract or the intestines. And there's a lot of potential there with healing bladder disorders, kidney stones, and cancers causing with the stomach. But I would also like to see what else stem cell regeneration can do that's not fatal to humans, but just an extra bonus, such as reversing age. That way we can prolong our cells to live longer. But I really enjoyed my time in Boston, and it was a lot quieter than what I was expecting. Then again, with COVID, it would seem that it would be like that. And it's a very nice city. I like the architecture a lot, with the modern clashing with the old.
My topic was on the future of space exploration. I specifically looked at Mission Artemis and the potential of lunar mining in colonies in the future. And we were supposed to go tour Axion Systems, but sadly that wasn't able to happen for various reasons. But instead of that, I've been able to go see the campus of MIT, where that all got started. And it was interesting to see some of those buildings. Did not get to go inside any of them, but it was cool to see the campus and see some of the plaques that they had up all around there. And overall, it's been very interesting to see all the history that Boston has to offer. Like all the Freedom Trail has been super interesting that we've managed to catch. And just in general, all the subway transportation systems have been cool too. I've really liked seeing how that infrastructure has been built.
Okay, so my topic was the Great Molasses Flood of 1919, and getting to walk around Boston with the author of Dark Tide was an awesome experience. Still a little bit in shock, but it was really fun.
My topic was City Year, and City Year is an AmeriCorps program that benefits many students' lives. And being around the city for a few days now, I have seen all the different kinds of poverty and diversity there is in the city, and I can totally tell that this program will impact and will continue to impact students' lives. And on one of the subways today, we saw a guy who worked for Playworks, and it is another AmeriCorps system. And he told me that he goes, City Year has nothing on us, meaning he gets paid more than the City Year AmeriCorps members get paid. And I just think overall that it's a beautiful city, and I could never personally live here because it's just very stressful and chaotic, but yeah.
My topic is how the world continues to change. I was excited to go to the Maparium, but unfortunately it was closed, so that was kind of sad. But I was excited to see the world up close and see how it continues to change.
All right, so we just got off of a Google Meet with a representative from Mass General, right? Sam, why don't you go first?
Me? Oh gosh. I studied the history of modern anesthesiology. Yeah.
Trinity, go ahead and tell us what you studied.
Death and autopsies.
So what did you get out of our Google Meet with our historian there at Mass General?
Well, I learned more about the hospital that it was performed at, and like more about, you know, the conditions of which they performed the first anesthesia surgery and like surgeries around that time period. So that was cool.
I learned about more about James Jackson and how he was like not really well known for being at the hospital, which is pretty cool.
Anything else you want to say about being here in Boston, where all this happened?
It's cleaner than I imagined it would be. That's
the city in general.
The city in general. I really like. It's kind of hard to, you know, like think about the hospital when we're not there, but like I think the pictures she provided were really eye-opening, I guess. But it's like it's cool and it's historical and stuff. So
yeah, and the people are really nice too, and they help us out a lot,
despite their reputation.
Yes, despite their reputation.
All right, awesome. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
So I studied the Boston Ballet. We're standing in front of it right now. It's cool to see, like look at and stuff, but I really wish that we could have gone inside. It's just kind of disappointing that we didn't get to, but it's also understandable. But it's cool to see.
I really enjoyed going to the Scituate Lighthouse. While we were here, it was a nice day and there's a little bit of wind. It was in the high 70s while we were here, and in Boston, the city is in the mid-90s, so it was a nice, relaxing break from the extremely hot weather. The view was amazing, and I'd love to go back another time.
My topic was Native American culture and decline, and we went to the Plymouth Plantation where we saw the Wampanoag home sites and we saw what they lived in and what they wore. And I thought it was really nice to see these things in person and have the other people talk to us about it, even though I pretty much already knew what it was. But I thought it was nice seeing those things and seeing where they lived and how long they had been living there. It was pretty interesting.
My topic was the Kennedy family, and we went to the Hyannisport Museum in Hyannisport, and it was a really good experience because I had been there before, so going back and seeing what they had changed was really interesting because they had added a lot to the museum itself, and after researching it for so long, it was just really interesting and exciting to see, and I really enjoyed like all of the pictures they had as well.
My topic was the importance of wildlife refuges, and we visited the wildlife refuge on Monomoy Island. We actually got to go out on a boat, and it was a pretty long boat ride out to the island, but once we got there we got to see birds along the way. We got to see a lot of I saw a lot of roseate terns, which were really cool because those birds like plunge dive, and then I saw a lot of seagulls and other types of gulls. And once we got closer to the island, we actually saw a bunch of seals, and they kind of popped their head out of the water, and it was cool to kind of see the division of the island. During my research, I learned a lot about how the island is divided from the mainland, and being actually able to see that, it was pretty interesting. And being able to see the wildlife on the island, it was a really cool experience.
My topic was on Louisa May Alcott and the Orchard House, and it was really fun to do all the research on the house and about the Alcott family and go into the Concord School of Philosophy and be able to look around the house. So it was really fun to see what I've been doing research on all this time.
My topic was robotics, and being here at iRobot was a lovely experience. I got to learn a lot about the career field, and I would love to be here one day as a professional career path.
Hi, my name is Eaton. I had the Salem Witch Trials for our quest trip. Going to Salem, I never really imagined how it would actually, how surreal it actually was. I think the museum was really cool, and it went really in depth, and I even learned stuff that I didn't know before, so I thought it was really cool.